Hey there, welcome back. Today we have a somewhat spontaneous unboxing video for you. It has been a while since I have done an unboxing, and I just received this lovely sounding box in the post, which is filled with some new spices that I ordered. And I'm so excited to open this and start using them. So I decided to sit down and do a little video and open them up with you. Like I said, I could not resist because this is a really nice box. These are spices from Diaspora Company. Spices, established in 2017. They have this lovely logo of a cute little tiger face, and it says, "Grown for flavor, rooted in equity." And this is the second time I've bought some spices from them. I actually did an unboxing of the first package I bought from them, which has been a couple of years ago. So I'll link to that in case you're interested. But the reason I really like this company, it is a woman-owned company, and they really source their spices in a very sustainable, equitable way. They work directly with small farmers in India and Sri Lanka and pay the spice farmers that they work with a fair and equitable wage. And the spice trade is another one of those things, like a lot of big food businesses, where there's a lot of big companies making a lot of money and the actual farmers not always being treated very well, as happens a lot with any kind of big agriculture operation type things. And I'm a person, I really like to use local vegetables and source local food as much as I can. And so with spices, because that's something that is not really cultivated in the United States that much, I really try when I can to source my spices from places that are going the extra mile to support farmers and smaller operations. And the upside as a consumer is that these spices are just incredible because they're sort of single origin, so they come usually just from one farm, and when you buy just regular spices at the grocery store, usually those are sourced from a lot of different places, and they may have been sitting around for quite a while and been on quite a journey by the time they get to you. And so these are very fresh and very high quality, and so a little bit of them goes a long way, and I just really enjoy cooking with them. And this time of year, in the spring, is when I really like to get going with the spices to kind of shake off that winter heaviness of eating a lot more heavy, dense foods, which it makes sense to do in the winter. And then in spring, we want to lighten things up and get our systems going, get our energy flowing, and warming spices are a really good way to do that. So you can tell I'm excited about this. It's been, a challenging winter, a challenging season for me. And so I'm doing my best to embrace the upward moving energy of spring and do some things for myself to try to uplift my body and my mind. And so this was one of those things, adding some new spices to my cupboards and kind of getting excited about spring cooking and getting myself in that mode before our farm share starts in a couple of months. So I'm excited. And I had really been on a kick this winter. Have to pause for the box sounds here. Of trying to use up a lot of the spices that I had. And I really did that. My cupboards are kind of bare at this point. So this was an effort to restock a little bit. And my first order from this spice company, I only got 3 spices, I think. I think I got cinnamon, turmeric, and cardamom pods for my chai. Cardamom is so yummy. And I still have some of those cardamom pods. I mean, you don't need much, and they've lasted a long time. So I got a broader variety of spices this time. And I'm going to say right off the bat that I may not be able to pronounce the specific names of some of these spices correctly. I will do my very, very best. Some of them have names that indicate the type or the region where they are from, and so I want to be respectful and pronounce them as correctly as I can. But if I make a mistake, if you know about any of these regions or words and you can correct me, please do that. That's another one of my, oops, you can hear the sound of the spices. That's another one of my big resolutions these days, is to stop being so afraid of making mistakes and being so worried about doing something wrong, mispronouncing something, getting my facts wrong on something, either in a video or in real life, because I just always want to be learning. And I remember one of my professors in college used to say that the world would be a much better place if people were just willing to say, "I don't know, teach me." And I just remembered that recently. That came to my mind. And so I'm really trying to embrace that. I'm trying to embrace doing the best I can, of course, to be informed and to always be learning, and then to look at everything as an opportunity to learn more. And if I do make a mistake and someone corrects me or gives me feedback or something like that, then that's just another opportunity to learn and another opportunity to be kind to myself in this beautiful life that I have. So you know me, I'm always so random. Wasn't really meaning to go on that little philosophical tangent. But you know I like to start my unboxings with a good bit of box sounds So it's always good to have a ramble in mind for that. Since I do have, I think I ordered 7 different spices. So I will try to be somewhat expedient in moving through them and not get too hung up on any particular spice. But you know, I make no promises because I like to take my time, and we'll see what happens. But I mainly just wanted to share this fun little moment with you of opening up a package that I was excited to receive. So, okay, this will do. Oh, that sounds nice with my rings against that there. And like I said, you can hear things moving around a little bit in there. My dad is always famous for shaking up packages. Well, you all have met my dad now. I'm so happy that I got to do that very fun, very funny little video with my mom and dad. So you've seen a little bit of his personality now, and it probably doesn't surprise you that at Christmas time or at his birthday, when he receives a gift, he is apt to give it a good shake. So we all know not to give my dad anything too fragile without some warning. So here are the spices kicking around in there. So let's dive in and see what I got. Any guesses? Any guesses as to what spices I picked up? We will see. We will see. Okay. I have my trusty zebra scissors here, and I also really enjoyed doing that haircut video that I did recently. I really had fun doing that because I just said, I have no idea what I'm doing with this, so I'm just going to wing it. And I ended up really enjoying it and remembering how much I do like scissor sounds. So maybe I'll have to work them into the rotation more often. I think I'll actually be posting that haircut video tonight. So by the time this comes out, it will have been posted, so let me know what you thought of it. Okay, so I think this box just has one little place where it's taped here on the bottom. So I'm going to slice through that. It's a very cute little box. Let's see if I can open it properly. Is it just on this side? Yes, okay. So I will open this up. Open up the box. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Okay, I will take out the packing slip here on top. Oh my goodness, and look how cute they are. You can see the tops of the boxes. They've changed their packaging. The last time I ordered spices from them, they were in little round glass jars. Now they're in these little spice tins. So I'm very excited to show all these to you. Okay, let me see. First of all, there's this little piece of paper, a little insert with them. So let's open that up. It says, proudly grown in South Asia. And this is really cool. This is a little map that shows you where each of the spices in their collection was grown. And then they have some information here on the back, a little letter from their founder, and it says, "We are here to put money, equity, and power into the hands of small organic spice farmers across India that are leading the way in sustainability, regenerative agriculture, and truly delicious spices." And it is interesting. It says down here at the bottom they have this two little kind of diagrams, and it says the traditional commodity model. The spices go from the farmer to an auction house to multiple traders to an exporter to an importer to a company and then to you. With their model, the spices go from the farmer to diaspora company directly to you. So it is a much more direct model of sourcing your spices. So that's pretty cool. There's their little tiger icon that they use there. And I would recommend, if you're interested in purchasing anything from them, to go to their website. They have a really cool website that tells a lot more about their business practices and has profiles of the individual farmers and their families, and they have a really great newsletter with lots of recipes and things. And I mean, obviously I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. One of my teachers in my wellness coaching program told me about this company, and I'm just really glad to have found them and be able to support them, and it really augments my cooking. So, okay, oh my goodness, so one more time, I'll hold this up so you can see how cute they are, how cute the little lids are in the top here. And I will pull them out one at a time and show them to you. So first we have, and again, I apologize if I don't pronounce the full names properly, but this is Harayali Fennel. And I love fennel. This is fennel seed, so it is not ground. And fennel is one of my favorite spices. Not everyone likes fennel, but I really do. I like the fennel plant, the bulb, which you can grow and buy at the farmer's market or the grocery store and chop up and saute or roast and eat. Put it in soups, it's delicious. And then of course the fennel seed is when the flowering tops of the plant go to seed, and those are harvested as a spice. So I'm very excited to have this very special, very potent fennel to add to my spice collection. And I do like to use pre-ground spices sometimes, but I do also like to grind up my own whole spices, ground my own whole spices, because that can be fun to make your own kind of little churna, which is a term for a spice blend, and grind them up yourself in I have a little iron, bowl, and what is that called? A mortar and pestle that you use to grind up your spices. That's another word I never know how to pronounce properly, but again, I'm letting go of my perfectionism here and just doing my best. So we have the Harayali Fennel whole seeds in this very cute little orange tin. And you can see the little seeds on top. Okay, what else is in here? Next we have some Nandini coriander, also whole seeds of coriander. And coriander are the seeds from the same plant that is cilantro. So cilantro are the leaves of the plant, the fresh green leaves, and then once the coriander or cilantro plant, just different names from different places in the world, once it goes to seed and the seeds are harvested, then those are coriander. And that's another lovely one to grind up yourself. And in Ayurveda, a classic tea, you can drink it as a tea with the whole spices, just pour boiling water over the whole spices, or you can grind it up and use it in cooking, is CCF tea, which is cumin, coriander, and fennel. And I didn't get cumin seeds in this order because they were actually out of stock of them. That's the other neat thing about this company, is because they are sourcing from small farms, they can't just get everything all the time. They have to work with the farms when things are in season and when they are available. But I got some cumin seeds recently at our co-op, so I can make some of my own homemade CCF cumin, coriander, fennel blend, which is really yummy in cooking. And like I said, if you have an upset tummy, just putting a mixture of those seeds in a cup and pouring hot water over it and letting it steep and then sipping that can be really nice for your belly and your digestive health. Even if your belly isn't upset, it can be a nice preventative just to help you digest the food that you've eaten. So there's a little wellness tip for today. So okay, so far we have the fennel and the coriander. Let's see what is next. Okay, well this is one of the ones I had before, which is so delicious and just like feels like such an amazing indulgence, is the penny miris cinnamon. And I think I talked a good bit about this one and its origins and how it is blended in my other video about these spices, if you are interested in more detail. But I do remember that those two words, penny and miris, mean two different types of cinnamon that are used in this. One is like a new growth cinnamon bark, and then the other is an older growth cinnamon bark to make this blend. And this is truly the most delicious cinnamon I have ever tasted. And look at this cute little pink tin. How adorable is this? So this is really like my special cinnamon that I use, you know, when I'm making a beverage or baking something special. And it's just really cute. Look how cute it is. I'm excited to clean out my spice cupboard and like wipe it out and do some spring cleaning in there, and then line up all these cute little tins in my spice cupboard. That will be exciting. So this is ground cinnamon. I do like to use cinnamon sticks as well sometimes. I always have some of those in my spice cupboard. But this is nice to have already ground as well. So we have cinnamon to add to the mix. And I do like to make homemade chai with my own whole spices. Like I'll put a cinnamon stick and some cloves and ginger and cardamom and peppercorns and probably something else that I'm forgetting, sometimes star anise, and let that steep and make my own homemade chai. That's a really yummy thing to do. Not so much, I do that more in the winter season, but it is also good in the spring season again to have some warming spices to get any of the winter sludge moving and get things freshened up. Oh my goodness, it's raining again. Outside we have had so much spring rain, but that is part of the season. At least it's not snow anymore. We still had snow up until just like last week. I mean, it was still snowing last week. It just melted like a couple of days ago. Okay, let's see what is next. Okay, I also have some turmeric. This is the other one that I got today. I have in this package of spices that I have gotten from them before, and oh my goodness. I mean, sometimes the turmeric you might get from the grocery store, it doesn't really taste like much. This just has this rich golden flavor and rich golden hue. I really especially love to put turmeric on my eggs, and some turmeric and pepper on eggs or other, you know, kind of rich foods can really help you digest them better. So I really like to do that. Turmeric and black pepper, any pepper really are a really good, healthful combination of spices. So this is Pragati turmeric powder. And this is actually the very first spice that this company ever sold. That was how they started out, was in partnership with a small farm that was growing turmeric. And that was how they got started. So it's kind of like their signature product. And this one is ground as well. So the turmeric, a lot of people are into drinking golden milk with turmeric as like a warm beverage. I've never really tried that much. I mean, I think maybe I've tried it once or twice, so maybe I'll give that a go again now that I have some more of that turmeric, because it is so flavorful and lovely. Okay, so the last three things are things that I've never really used before, so I'm really excited about. This one is not exactly a spice. It is Madhur jaggery powder. And I've never used jaggery before. I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing that properly, so forgive me if I'm not. But it is an unrefined sugar. So instead of white sugar, which has been refined and had all of the molasses elements and the things that make brown sugar brown, has had all of that stripped out of it to make white sugar, jaggery is one of several different kinds of unprocessed sugar, unprocessed sugar cane. So it's still sugar, obviously. It's still a sweetener, and you want to, use it in moderation and not go overboard. But it does have a more wholesome element to it. It's more nutritious and is a little gentler on your system than the spike that white sugar can give you. And I had just never tried it before. I have never tried it before. And so when I saw it, that they were offering it, I thought I would give it a try, and I thought it might be particularly good in my chai tea because I like just a little bit of sweetener there. And just to try it in some special treats this spring and see what it's like. You can see, I don't know if you can see, but on the lid, sort of a little illustration of it there. It's like a little brown cube. It looks like kind of a little chunk of brown sugar. This is a granulated version, but I think it's often sold in chunks. So if any of you have ever used jaggery, it's spelled Jaggery, let me know, and let me know what to do with it, and let me know if I'm saying it completely wrong. But this is one that I am excited to try. I'm pausing to see if I can hear the rain. I don't know if you can hear the rain. You might just be able to hear the spices. Okay, the next one is Aranya white pepper. So these, these will have a nice sound because these are peppercorns. They are white peppercorns instead of black peppercorns. And I've had peppercorn blends before of whole peppercorns that have like red and green and black and white, but I've never had just white pepper before. And I'm just very curious about it because I've seen it called for in some recipes or seen people use it in cooking videos and things like that. And there's a song by, oh, that's such a nice sound. There's a song by Chibo Mato, who are a singing group that I like, a musical duo that I like, where they sing about white pepper ice cream. And I'm like, ooh, white pepper ice cream. Maybe I'll have to try that. So I will put a few of these in my pepper mill or use them in my spice blends and see what I think of the white peppercorns. So if you've ever used white peppercorns, let me know. I'd love to hear any recipes or any cooking ideas you might have for any of these spices. And then the last one I have is another spice that I have never tried before. This is called Anamalai mace, and it is another whole spice. And I believe mace is used a little more frequently in the UK and in Europe. Let me know, any of you who are in that part of the world, if you have used mace in your cooking. It's another warming spice, and I believe, if I understand correctly, that it is like the outer layer of a nutmeg. So it is part of a nutmeg, a whole nutmeg, which is a nutmeg, a nut. I guess it's not a nut, it's a whole spice. It's part of the whole nutmeg spice, but just a different part of it than is used for traditional nutmeg. But it's another warming spice that you would use in like spice cookies or gingerbread or chai. And I've just always been really curious about it, and I have never used it in my cooking. So again, I decided to get adventurous this time and try some mace, M-A-C-E. So I'll have to share some of my cooking and baking adventures with you as far as how I end up using these. So, okay, let's do a little review since I always like to do that. We have the mace. We have the jaggery sweetener, unprocessed sugar cane, sweet, 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 sweet. We have the white peppercorns, white peppercorns, peppercorn, 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 peppercorn. Since that's a trigger word that people like. See, I'm tying all of my recent videos together here. That video was really fun too, the trigger words video. I feel like it takes me a little while to get warmed up with those. That like maybe in the beginning, the first few words I whisper, I'm like a little awkward, but then I really get into it and have fun. So thank you again to all of you who helped me with that. We have the cinnamon. And I just love cinnamon. I mean, it's such kind of a simple, basic spice, but I just love it. It's so good. And I like to put it in savory foods too, like when I make a curry, I like to put cinnamon in there. Gives a nice depth to it. And then we have the fennel seeds. Like I said, I'm definitely on Team Fennel. Some people don't like the flavor of fennel, but I think it's really lovely. Fennel, 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 fennel. The turmeric. Turmeric. I like how some of these are in the pink tins and some are in the orange tins. I think they will look very cheerful and fun and playful on my shelves and inspire me in the kitchen. And then the last one is the coriander seed. coriander, 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 coriander. Yay! Well, this was really fun. Like I said, this was just very spontaneous. I really was just excited to receive these spices and thought it would be a fun little opportunity for us to hang out. And I always like to share with you things that are bringing me joy, and opening these spices, especially on another rainy, kind of dreary day, is definitely warming my heart and brightening my spirits. And it really inspires me, like I said, to do some spring cleaning in my kitchen and some menu planning and start using these. So if you have any cooking or recipe or spice blend ideas for me, please let me know. Please let me know what you're cooking up in your kitchens. I would love to hear. And of course, as we're moving into the spring and summer season, I'll be sharing more vegetables from our farm share and flowers in my garden and a lot more things in the natural world that we can enjoy together. So thanks as always for hanging out with me. Take good care. Rest well. Eat well. And I will see you again soon.